is up, Geeky Saiyan Army? It's Kanan.
It's Jessie.
And we are the Geeky Saiyan couple, and today is our analysis of RWBY Volume 8, Chapter 5. Before we get going, quick update on our Chapter 4 reaction. It's back to being uploaded. It's blocked, of course. We did let, when Jess put the appeal in, we let them know that, hey, this has technically already been approved. It's just this and this stuff happened. Hopefully, since the episode is public now, it won't take them long. I'm hoping they don't wait until toward the end of the week to unblock it like they do the current week's episode. But fingers crossed. Hopefully, who knows, it could be up tomorrow, as in Tuesday. Or, I don't know. My days are getting mixed up. So is yours.
I don't even know what month it is.
Oh, I don't believe that. It's December.
That was a joke.
Oh, okay. All right. I was going to say it's December. How could you not know it was December? You've literally bought Christmas presents. I was like, you worried me there for a split second.
How did you not catch that?
Well,
Let's just get to the video.
Your sense of humor sometimes is a little dry, so... Anyway, if you enjoy our content, please subscribe, hit that notification bell, hit that like button. That way, the notification bell lets you know anytime we upload, and the like button super helps the channel. Alright, so let's get into this. We've got a lot to cover. This was a very emotional episode. Some tears were spilled. And I didn't even realize it. I think I looked over eventually, and she had tears in her eyes. I'm like, were you crying? I was so angry. I almost cried. I held on to it, though. But this was a really exciting episode in a lot of ways. So, the episode opens with, once again, the weather pretty much telling us what is going to be going down this volume. Like, the weather is perfect for the theme of this volume. So, of course, Amity Arena up in the sky over that dust mine from Volume 7. And so, so Pietro is outside, I guess getting some fresh air. I can't really think of any other reason why he'd be out there. They're further letting us know that Pietro's health is not the best, and that's because he gave up some of his aura for Penny. And it worries me that he is kind of clutching his chest here. I don't know. I don't know if that's just because he was coughing.
It probably hurts.
Yeah, I'm just worried that there's like heart issues involved or something like that. So anyway, Penny radios in, and where is Penny? She is down in the dust mine. The first thing she says, this doesn't seem like a very good idea. And as you can see, they've got a bomb in the dust mine. And what did we learn in Chapter 3 of Volume 7? This dust mine is pretty much a ticking time bomb. Like, it's active. Yeah, it's active. So, if you lit a match or something or fired a shot in here, you were instant death. Pretty much a dust-filled instant death. So, yes, it is indeed a bomb. And it's pretty much like from what I fully understood in the episode was they were pretty much going to use the blast to elevate Amity up.
Push them up.
Yeah. And so really, Pietro's pretty much pointing out that there could have been different ideas to use, but they just don't have the time. This is pretty much, we've got to do this now while we can. Because remember, this whole volume takes over the course of 48 hours, and we're at the night of day 1. So things are going to start getting wild very, very soon. So pretty much what they're going to do is put Amity up in the atmosphere, in orbit, and they have to be at a certain height to broadcast the signal. If they're too high or too low, it's a no-go. And the thrusters, as he said just now, are not capable of pushing it all the way up. And yes, Maria is inside a mech. Like, she is always the pilot of every other thing that they do. Like, give the, like she said when we first met her in Volume 6, hard of hearing and a little bit blind. So, and yet she's the pilot of everything.
Well, thanks to Pietro's pretty much new eyes, I'm surprised she can see.
Yeah. So, once they get up high enough, they're not only going to be able to broadcast to Atlas, they're going to be able to broadcast to the entire planet. So that's the reason why they have to be at a certain range. So at first, it seems like everything is going very well. They've got, everything they need. And he states here that once they're done, Amity is pretty much going to enter back into the atmosphere, come back down to Remnant. So that's like, I was wondering as we were watching, I didn't say it, I don't think, but I was like, so how are they going to get back down? So that pretty much tells you that they pretty much were going to ride out the re-entry back down to Atlas. But they were, as he said, far away enough to where they would be safe from all this mess. Now, Penny makes a very good question. What if no one is able to come and help? Because as far as we know, Beacon is, Vale and all that is still reeling from Beacon's attack. We know that there's still kind of a mess in Anima, and we still don't know we know a little bit what's going on in Vacuo because of the novels, but yeah, it's just like, is anyone really available to help right now? Which is a really good question by Penny. And she once again brings up staying behind so she can help, because that is what she wants to do. She wants to help everybody. Penny is like the one character in this that, despite what Ironwood's done, despite the Aesop's attacking Team RWBY, despite all that, she wants to save every single person. That's what makes Penny such a lovable character. She is very, very pure as far as her intentions go. Now, Pietro, shuts it down, says they're not having this conversation again. I'm your father, and I'm telling you that you belong on Amity. In which she says, yes, sir. This reminded me very much of like Pinocchio and Geppetto. Like Geppetto telling Pinocchio about, pretty much, how to be, like, not really, I don't know, was Geppetto ever that stern with Pinocchio?
Not to that extent, but I mean, it's the same concept, like, you belong here.
Yeah.
You're
not ready.
Not ready to do this.
Yeah. And Maria makes the point, do you think, Penny's had enough of people telling her what to do? Which Pietro doesn't answer. He just, says prepare for launch, It's like, I felt like I was watching like an old NASA liftoff or something here. And I really found this animation right here really pretty of Penny just zooming out of the mine and back up to Amity. And she really does not make it look like it's that far of a flight up toward there. She's there pretty much very, very quickly. So all systems are go. He calls Penny over because Amity requests the launch access, which of course we know originally it was through Ironwood's terminal or through the military compound that RWBY and them raided. And they have that, so Penny connects into it, and the engines go up, and they are on their way. So far, everything is going according to plan. But, well, before we get to that, I love that he takes the time to say, hey, this thing doesn't have any seatbelts or restraints, so,
hold on.
Yeah, you might want to hold on, because it can be a little rough. And it points out that he has got on his chair, like, gravity dust to keep him in place.
Which makes sense since they can hold on. He has nothing.
Yeah.
He's got to have something to hold him down.
And the bomb goes off. Yeah, Maria gets inside the mech, because
that's probably going to be the safest place.
Yeah, because let's face it.
That's probably grounded as well.
Yeah, because let's face it, what's about to happen, Maria probably can't do it, where Penny's probably the only one who could stand it.
And
So,
then...
yeah. See, did the bomb go off yet? No.
Nope.
Okay. So, what did we learn in the last episode? Or chapter 4, which, yeah, isn't up yet for us yet. But, anyway, Cinder, Emerald, and Neo were heading toward Amity because they wanted to find out what everyone was up to. And, well, Cinder and them got there pretty fast. She literally burns a hole through the whole, like, the floor and everything. And I made the joke that this is Cinderella showing up on her pumpkin carriage for the ball. And she says, where do you think you're going? So pretty much it's setting up Penny versus Cinder round 2. So she goes to, to face Cinder. And it's funny how this, now this shot right here, this is, of course, Amity Arena where the Vital Festival took place in Volume 3. And I think it's kind of symbolic here with these two characters being here again. After what happened, Cinder pretty much being responsible for what happened to Penny, and after what, Cinder accomplished at the Vital Festival and all that while it was in Beacon, this is just a really good symbolic, like a little harken back to Volume 3. And then the blast goes off, and it's this big, different colored explosion because of all the different kinds of dust. Really would not want to be in that area with all that going on because you've got fire, you've got lightning, you've got ice, you've got gravity. Like, it's probably not a nice mixture to be in. And that catapults, yeah, it's a really big blast. Catapult, and they use the thruster, so it's the blast plus the thrusters to get them up into the atmosphere. And they start going up. So, of course, as they're going up, like, the gravity starts to affect them, and so Penny falls to the ground. Cinder keeps herself braced, but they're pretty much stuck to the ground because of the gravity.
Think if anyone has ever been on a ride that's called the Gravitron, when it spins, it pulls you back to the wall, and you stick to the wall. That's that same feeling.
Yeah, and I mean, it's one of the reasons why when astronauts go up into space, they're so tightly kept into their seat. But, of course, Ironwood is watching it go up, and he says it's time. Well, it's a little bit foreboding for what's about to happen. Cinder says, I was hoping your friends would be here. Cinder...
That's why she went. She knows what she wanted. It wasn't, like, just Penny that she wanted. No, it's the others she wants.
Yeah, but let's face it, in Volume 7, the moment she saw Ruby, she ran. So, I mean... she's in the shape she is because of Ruby. So I think part of Cinder is scared of Ruby because of her silver eyes and all that.
It makes it worse that she's part Grimm.
Yep, for sure. Now this was pretty cool. I won't deny it. So she says, you are just a tool to be used, which...
Oh, I've seen some interesting things said on Twitter.
Because Cinder is basically the same. She's a tool that Salem is using. But she does say something very interesting during this fight. So, yeah, Penny says you don't know what you're talking about, which is true. Cinder doesn't. And so, yeah, a fight breaks out. It's another very fast-paced fight between Penny and Cinder. They're flying all over the place. I made the joke that it's like a firebender fighting Iron Man. Because it kind of was, especially when they're flying all over the place. So yeah, a lot of destruction. Like Maria jumps in to help Penny a little bit. That was kind of funny. And Maria says, "Get away from her, you."
Yeah, well, we already know what the sound was like.
Yeah, and Neo, I think, flew her ship into the mech, knocking it back. So yeah, we've got more fighting going on. Yeah, here it is. Let me see if I can stop on that. It's kind of a funny visual. Yeah, this mech fighting with this
airship.
This airship. I couldn't think of the word. And so, of course, Emerald's there, and she's using her semblance, of course, to make illusions and all that to help Cinder. I think she helps Neo as well. Yeah, like this is... I'm sorry, this is kind of funny looking. It looks like the head of a snake or something fighting with this mech. Like, it's just... I don't know. I just never thought that's a fight we would see.
And Maria or her stupid clunky machine.
Yeah. Which she does pretty good against this little flying ship, but Emerald, I think, causes the ship to... Oh, yeah, Neo tells it to accelerate, and, like, Emerald uses... Yeah, she uses her semblance to make the ship disappear and then, like, show up like...
It reappears.
Yeah, and reappears so Neo can ram into the mech.
Like, I get that, like, Emerald says that she, she told Cinder, I've been working on my semblance.
Mm-hmm.
Thing is she's, like, in the way she looks, you can tell she's gotten a bit... I've worked on it, so she's getting a bit cocky with it.
Yeah.
And clearly didn't think about any repercussions of, like, oh, well, Penny's not human.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nobody thought of that one.
Yeah. So this leads into one of the most surprising moments of the episode. But we just all say once again that I love Neo? Like, she's just, I don't know, like I just love her sassy personality. So Maria says something like, "What do you want?" And I don't know why Neo chose Ruby to turn into. I guess because they're kind of going with the whole Maria kind of took Ruby as a pupil in a way in Volume 6 to help her.
I think that's kind of the thing I got was that would be the person iconic enough for her to her try to trick into thinking, oh, okay, well, I can't hit her. That's seeing Ruby's physically, you know. But clearly it didn't work.
Yeah, she like yeets Maria out of the mech, but Maria lands on her feet, and we learned that the Grim Reaper still has it in her a little bit.
It does show though that like it's even the older you get, like she still can fight.
Yeah.
It's just what stopped her the most was her eyes. She never said she couldn't fight anymore. It's just the eyes kind of slowed her down. She just kind of disappeared.
Yep, so Pietro starts freaking out, and I think it's because we learned that one of the thrusters has been damaged, and it's because of Cinder. Cinder damaged it when they entered the arena, so yeah, one of the thrusters is now damaged, so they're not getting the oomph in the push that they needed.
Because that one shut off.
Yeah, and so they're just drifting there. So Penny and Cinder continue, like they are literally flying around the arena, and I made the joke that it's like a Dragon Ball Z fight, just all this flying around and blasts going off all over the place. And I'm really surprised Cinder is putting up as good of a fight against Penny as she is, because I just think physically Penny could overpower Cinder very well, but...
Cinder's relying on anger at this point now. Yeah. Because she's just...
go ahead.
She's just getting her ass kicked again and again. So,
yeah, and I just don't think it's in Penny's nature to really want to continuously hurt somebody. So I think Penny is holding back a little bit. Now, this is interesting. For the first time since Volume 3, we see Cinder use her arrows, which, I mean, I hate to remind everybody, but is one of the things she used to kill Pyrrha. So it's kind of like...
Almost kill. Well,
that was the spear. Yeah, which I think she does. Similar. I think she does use that again as well in this episode. So there's a lot of callbacks to past volumes.
This whole volume so far, there's a lot of callbacks.
Yeah, like I like that Ruby is kind of connecting the dots to past volumes. So the fight continues. Like they are literally just going at it. And this is where I made the joke. I think it's like a firebender going up against Iron Man, because Penny's got the foot thrusters like Iron Man does, and Cinder's using fire to just propel herself around. So I just made that connection. I thought it was funny.
That maybe where some of the inspiration for that stuff.
It might be.
Like some of it came from. I mean,
now here's the first time we get to see that Penny has like what are they called? Like it's like how jet fighters have it. It's like a targeting system in a way. Yeah, that's right. So we get to see that, and this comes back later in the episode. Yeah, she's kind of checking out Cinder's booty right there. But so the fight continues, and inside Neo is going one-on-one with Maria. And Maria is kicking Neo's ass. Like, Maria is actually holding her own very well against... Yeah, she, like, just boots it in Neo's face. Like, this is the first time we've really seen Neo get owned for most of the fight. And the fight between her and Cinder, like, she actually gave Cinder a run for her money. And then, of course, in Volume 2, Yang didn't lay a hand on her. And here Maria is, like, going to town on her. So, Yang, I really hope that training your dad puts you through comes out on top if we ever do get to see Neo and Yang fight again. Hopefully it's a different story this time around. Because if Maria can do this, I'm sure Yang can at least land a punch now. But yeah, she just owns Neo really, really well. Like, so Penny and Cinder come back into the arena, and I think Cinder gets the idea to attack this, which is pretty much the main console.
She's attacking the towers that connect the console.
Yeah, so they won't be able to broadcast. And here we go. Penny asks Cinder, why serve someone like Salem? Why are you doing this? I don't serve anyone. Whoo! So, what can we take from this?
Cinder's done.
Well, maybe that, but...
That's just one thing.
Does this confirm that this whole time, Cinder has never been 100% loyal to Salem, and she's just using Salem to achieve her own goal, which really...
But you can clearly tell she's scared of Salem.
Yeah, she is.
When she's in her presence, she's scared of her.
Yeah, but it's one of those things where when she's actually around her, Cinder's someone different, but when she's actually not around Salem...
That's what I'm saying. When she's...
Yeah.
I think... thing is, Cinder, like, that's what I'm saying, the more we see her, the more she's relying on her anger to push her forward. She thinks that she's going to gain more power.
Yeah. And be able to maybe...
And be able to not have to worry about Salem.
Yeah.
That's what I think. Because
that's
fears
why...
Salem, and the more... I think she thinks the more power, she won't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Well...
And then she throws more shad at Penny, saying, you wouldn't serve anyone either if you weren't built that way, pretty much insulting her more and more that she is not, that she's a robot. She was built. In which Penny says, I choose to fight for people who care about me. Which, is something that Cinder doesn't have. Emerald cares, but the problem is Cinder doesn't care about Emerald.
And Emerald needs to wake up.
Yeah, big time. So, yeah, Cinder starts, trying to melt the supports and all that, which, Penny is the Winter Maiden, so she's got the perfect contention plan for that. And I believe, Cinder straight out just tackles her. Everybody was making jokes about Cinder wrapping her legs around Penny and everything. Like, this fandom, they're... I swear. But they start to have this little tussle, and Cinder does get her grip hand onto Penny's face, and we hear Penny scream, which was disturbing. Very, very disturbing. And Cinder does start to try and absorb the power.
Well, not just that, she's trying to burn her.
Yeah. And Penny, of course, being the powerhouse that she is, gets... and look how stretched that arm is, gets Cinder off of her. Now, here, I think Neo finally got... Yeah, this point right here, Cinder is getting desperate. Like, Penny is, like, owning her at this point. Like, everything Cinder tries, Penny has an answer for. She, like, it's just like when she went against Raven. It seems like when Cinder actually goes up against another maiden, she's outclassed in so many ways. And I think it's mostly because she stole the power. So maybe it's exactly not as potent as a maiden who gets it the right way does. Still a little iffy on how Raven got hers, because we know the story behind that, but Raven had the experience and all that to where...
Yeah, we don't know the full story, but from what we know of what Raven said, I'm pretty sure, I don't think Raven killed her, but Raven made sure that she was around her. Kind of the same thing they were doing with Winter. Yeah. Making sure she was around her and caring for her.
I think Raven did kind of hint that she did kill her, but she said it was like a mercy death or something like that. I'm not sure.
She was probably
injured or sick. Yeah. So,
which seems to be the thing here, except for the first maiden, obviously.
Neo uses the distraction to finally get the one up on Maria. Like, seriously, Neo, you hit an elderly woman while she wasn't looking. That is kind of bad.
Oh, you'll get it.
Yeah,
and they're right there.
Yeah. Neo is taking out her blade. She is going to try and, I guess, kill Maria, but Penny blows her away.
Literally.
Like, yeah, big time. And Neo's aura is gone. So Penny, here it is. Yeah. She once again is going to use, the dreaded fire spear that she almost killed Weiss with, and she is able to separate herself thanks to Emerald. It's like the multi-form technique that Tien uses in Dragon Ball. But Penny has an answer for that. I love that a storm forms every time she starts using her power. It's so cool. She is able to use her tracking to see past it and find the real Cinder, because the illusions won't have, and as it says, activate heat signature. The clones will not have a heat signature because they're not real. Cinder, on the other hand, who will have a heat signature, not just because of the fire she uses, but she is flesh and blood. Penny is able to pinpoint her, and she literally Kamehamehas Cinder. And Cinder all out screams. Like, Penny does some damage to her. I made a joke on Twitter. I think Cinder's L's are right up there now with Krillin's. But this is like the third major L she's taken, even though...
But this is the most damaging now, so...
Well, I don't know. Ruby took her eye and everything.
I know, but I meant, because she's just completely almost...
Yeah, Cinder's out cold after this, so... Even though Volume 3 was kind of a victory, she still got owned because of Ruby. Then she got owned by Raven, and now this. Like, Cinder is taking L after L after L, and I like Emerald. I really do, but she is so blindly... And look at Penny. Penny is not having it anymore. She is preparing to, end this. I don't know if she was going to kill Cinder, but she was like, you still wanting to go? Like, really. But poor poor Emerald is just so blindly dedicated to Cinder. Like, at this point, I'm starting to wonder that it's, like, I don't know, like, they've given hints that Emerald kind of looks at Cinder as the mother she never had, but sometimes I think it might be borderline romantic feelings sometimes, as to how blinded and dedicated she is. It might be just a mother thing. I don't know. We've still not seen enough to really know. But Emerald just starts blindly shooting towards Penny, but she's aiming for the console. And she states that, I know I can't beat you, but I'll fill that thing with as many holes as I can. And she starts to tear up and cry, and that causes Penny to stop. And I'm wondering... I think you had a theory, like maybe Penny's seeing that maybe Emerald... I don't know. Like, maybe it's a sign that Penny is seeing that Emerald may not be exactly a bad person, maybe? I don't know.
I'm sure she sees that, but she also, she's not fighting back, so she's not going to just attack her blindly like everybody else seems to do.
Yeah. So Emerald uses this opportunity for her, Neo, and Cinder to get away. But I wonder where they're going. If there is no way that they would both think taking Cinder back to Salem is a good idea. Because Cinder came here against Salem's orders. So I'm thinking they may go somewhere to hide out, you would think. I think even Neo, who has shown that she more than likely does not like Cinder, would not take her back, but there are theories going around that, if something happens to Cinder, that Neo will take her place. Who knows? But,
Well, the thing is I think, I know it would be possible that Neo would take them back and just pretty much dump them and take off.
Yeah,
but,
that's what I would do.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I don't think Neo would want to go back up there right now either, because she's got no aura. Yeah. So she'd be done in an instant.
Yeah. So I'm thinking they might go, just hide for a little bit. So they get out of there. And like we've learned, and like we said, the stabilizer was damaged. They've missed their window. They're coming back down. They're not high enough to where they can be, because it says right back there, the broadcast signal is lost. And he says at this rate they're just going to drift. And he says they were going to touch down just north, but he doesn't get to finish. So I wonder where they were eventually going to end up. And Penny offers to go out.
She said, I can fix this.
Yeah, she says the message is only a few minutes long. She is going to go out and pretty much push Amity back up to where it needs to be. And of course, Pietro is not for that. She says she's no condition, and even just the temperature out there would more than likely hurt her, but she says it's their only option. Maria says she's right. And she says, look at the big picture. And he says, I don't care about the big picture. I care about my daughter. Is this when you started losing it, or?
Yeah, it started hitting me, and I'm just thinking, okay, well, because it's definitely a huge change, because, obviously, minutes before that, he had told Penny that, pretty much telling her, you need to be here.
Yeah.
But now it's coming out that, he doesn't want anything to happen to her. He doesn't want to lose her. So it's...
Yeah, because he says, I lost you before. Are you asking me to go through that again?
Even Maria kind of...
Yeah, and says, I want the chance to watch you live your life. Now, I think this is deeper than what it sounds like. Because we all know that if anything happens to Penny, she can be rebuilt.
And he will do it.
Yes.
But it's going to kill him.
Yes, and I think that's what he's alluding to here. I want the chance to watch you live your life. Even though Penny would definitely outlive him because she doesn't age.
But he'd get to watch her live the rest of his lifetime.
Yeah, and if something happens to Penny, he's going to have to give up the rest of his aura, and that'll more than likely kill him. So even, yes, Penny would be back alive, wouldn't be there.
We don't know if the aura is completely gone, if he would just completely die then, or if he would survive enough, but he could get sick and just die. Yeah. Because he wouldn't be able to heal.
Yeah.
So, which is, I think, more of the case. I don't think if you don't have an aura, you just die. I think you're just more susceptible to get sick. So he's already sick because he can't really heal himself.
For all we know, the illness he's got is terminal or something. It might be something that will kill him without his aura.
That's what I meant. I'm saying I think it's another issue that would kill somebody without an aura.
Yeah. And Penny says, I'm trying to, and it's just this really heartbreaking moment, like you don't know really, and she kisses him on the head, and it's just...
Yeah, I was gone. And then my eyes got a little watery, and then I was okay until later.
Yeah.
Later, I was done for.
Yep, so Penny heads out, and we get this shot of her looking over Atlas and Mantle and everything that's going on down there. It looks like a true hellscape at this point. And, then she looks up at this beautiful shot of the moon and, I forgot the official name of these things, but it's pretty much like the Northern Lights. And she looks content, but that's because she has no reason to know what's eventually going to happen. So she goes, and I remember asking myself in the reaction, is Penny really that strong? Because, I mean, yeah, she's a robot and everything, but is she really strong enough to push this thing up? Well, I got my answer, because as you can see on this, on this screen, Amity starts to go up. And then she starts using her maiden powers to...
She's pushed that one piece back in place.
Yeah, and they finally get into broadcast range, and he punches it, and all of the broadcast in Atlas and Mantle go out, and it's replaced with Ruby. And we hear that it's Blake who recorded this. So, you know, Ruby introduces herself, says she's a huntress, and then we start getting all these shots. This is definitely, I believe, the train station from Volume 6, from the beginning of Volume 6. I'm pretty sure this is what this is. So she says, you know, if we've done everything right, we're talking all of Remnant. And says that Pietro can explain more later. So this message is longer than what we saw. And so we get to see Saf and Tara, Jean's sister, her wife, and their son Adrian. Adrian recognizes Ruby.
Yeah,
he's reaching for her. It's so cute. But you know, she makes the announcement that Atlas is under attack.
Yeah, he starts going.
Yeah. We see Whitley. He didn't go to his room. He went to his father's room. She says things are dire and they need help. Which, yes, that is the truth. They are in desperate need of help. But she tells them not to panic because it's not some new enemy. It's not an invading kingdom. And it's funny here, it's the racist woman from that one episode, and like she seems to be getting along well with the Faunus. Here we got the cute little fox Faunus and their mother, and don't know where the other mom went. And so we get for some reason, Sun and Neptune are just standing out in the middle of the desert. Someone's already made a joke that this confirms sea monkeys because they're between the sun and the moon.
I've not seen that, but, well,
But it's funny, you know, why is it just Sun and Neptune? Where's the rest of their team? Where's Team Coffee? I was hoping we would see Team... Once I saw this...
Yeah, that's another one that we haven't
Yeah,
seen.
Once I saw this, I was like, oh, please show us Team Coffee, but they didn't. So yeah, Sun and Neptune are indeed out in Vacuo.
We might see, like, in other episodes, like the next episode, we might even see more glimpses of other people late getting the message or replaying it if they can.
So this is our first real in the show picture of Vacuo, and it's a barren wasteland. I mean, there's not much else to say. Ruby says it's a force we've faced before for centuries, and Neptune's just like, and she says Salem, and Neptune just says, dude. Then she brings up how the White Fang, the drones from Atlas, and then we get to see Ilya, first time since Volume 6. I can't tell if this looks like... I don't remember all these big mountains in Menagerie, so I don't think she's in Menagerie.
I'm not sure where she's at.
But the style of the building kind of looks like the buildings in Menagerie, so I'm not sure. But Ruby is pretty much telling her that the White Fang and all that was manipulated by her to destroy the Huntsman Academies. Which, you know, hopefully will get people thinking about what happened during Volume 3 at the Fall of Beacon. Penny, once again, is using all of her...
everything she can.
Yeah. Ruby pretty much letting people know that the relics and the maidens are real. And
the shopkeep.
Yep, we finally get to see Shopkeep again for the first time in a while. And it's funny that Ruby mentions Professor Goodwitch of Beacon. Because there she is.
It's been forever since we've seen her.
The ending of Volume 3. That's the last time we've seen Glenda. And I'm just going to say it. I'm going to sound thirsty, but my gosh, she is so lovely. And apparently, I guess this means maybe we will get to see her in length in the future, which more than likely means they've got a new voice actress for her. Ruby also mentions the headmaster of Shade and Vacuo, and that they could, back them up and help organize a way to fight back. And then here's something interesting. Ruby says, sadly, General Ironwood can no longer be trusted. But before she says it, in this room at least, Harriet turns it off. And if you've noticed, out of all the Aesops, Marrow is the only one
just
smiling.
So happy to see, he's happy to see this is happening.
Yes, this means Marrow wanted this message to get out. I think Marrow is the conscience of this whole entire outfit. And once Harriet turns it off, he frowns. And Harriet and Elm look at him like with a little bit of contempt. It's like, maybe they know that he's having doubts. I don't know. And once again, Ironwood has got Watts messing with one of Penny's swords. And it's scary because he says that Pietro's proxy working is good for them. And Penny's blades operate on the same principle as Amity in the launch terminal. In order for her to control them all, they need to communicate with one another. Which, I mean, that's kind of, I guess, technology and anyway. But then we get this very interesting thing. Tyrion's watching it too. He's sitting right next to his queen. And she pats him on the head like he's this good boy. Ruby says they didn't have time to prepare for Salem. And she's smiling. That scares me that she is smiling over this. So Salem obviously knows something we don't. I don't know, but it...
No, she just, to me, that's just... Yeah, she knows. They didn't have time to prepare since she's already here, so...
Yeah. Now, here we get to see Nora, who is all bandaged up. She's still not awake, and... She's still covered in those scars. So those scars are permanent, I've got the feeling. And Ruby said just because she can't be destroyed doesn't mean she can't be beaten. Yeah, there's always a way you can beat somebody. You don't have to kill them. And I get... And look, Weiss is holding her hand. That's so sweet. I'm guessing this is Weiss's room that they're in.
Yeah, from the look of it, it looks like it is.
If she really was unstoppable... she wouldn't have acted with such caution until now. So I love this little shot. I don't know if it's just the framing, but Blake looks so much bigger than them. And Weiss is supposed to be around the same age, even though Blake, as we all know now, is the oldest member of Team RWBY by a few months. Blake just looks so much bigger than them. And I love, there's some who have wondered if Ruby is really laying on Blake's shoulder. I mean, to me, it looks like she pretty much is. And it's like she's almost mystified by watching herself speak.
I mean...
Well, for someone who never wanted the attention put on her, I guess it would be a thing. But I love this. Ever since Volume 6, when they started developing Blake and Yang's romantic relationship more, I have been wanting Ruby and Blake to interact more and maybe start seeing each other as sisters because of Blake's relationship to Yang. And Volume 8 has really done it. I love this. I know some people are going to make it into a romantic thing because, there still are ladybug shippers out there. They've been waiting for this for a while, but I don't think it's nothing romantic. It's a cute little moment. I call it a sisterly moment because that's how I see it. Because, let's face it, the show has really drove home that Blake and Yang have romantic feelings for each other. Ruby knows. She's known since the end of Volume 6.
Weiss knows.
Weiss has known for way longer. And, it was just a nice little moment. And so Watts puts this very bad-looking ship into the blade, and just from doing that, it affects Penny. And, well, all those theories of hacked Penny, I'm trying to get a picture of her with the red eyes because it's kind of scary looking. But Penny's kind of fighting it because Pietro asks her what's wrong and she says, I don't know. And this is heartbreaking. This right here is a little heartbreaking. I don't know why the subtitles say town. I'm guessing it's supposed to say tower. But Ty is watching the broadcast as well. And some people have questioned why he was watching TV in the dark, but I mean, a lot of people do it.
Yeah.
But I was
Clearly the kitchen light's on.
yeah, yeah. And it goes off, and poor Ty, he's not seen Ruby in so long. He literally reaches out for the TV and says, "No, come back," which is kind of heartbreaking because, you think about, Summer leaving, Raven leaving, both of his daughters are gone, and, just him, like, but anyway, Jess finally...
And the best boy is there.
Yeah, Jess finally got her fill of Zwei.
For now.
Yeah, for now. So yeah, Zwei
the fact he's there.
Yeah.
And this just made it worse.
Yeah, like poor Ty. He's just, and Zwei being a good boy, he tries to comfort Ty because that's one reason why I love dogs. If you're upset, they will try anything they can to cheer you up. So Raven is obviously not there, so we still don't know what happened after the end of Volume 5.
I just realized his little doggy bed is right there.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, Zwei tries to cheer up Ty.
And he flattens himself too. Like,
Yeah.
It got me. And then it only got worse.
Yeah. Penny says, "You've done enough. It's time to come back in." Says we can ride out Amity together. And she says, "No." She says, I have to go. So I'm guessing whatever Watts did, it's like wanting her to go back to Ironwood, I'm guessing. I'm not sure. There it is. This is scary. And, it really, and I'm sure you remember the movie, it really reminds me of Avengers Age of Ultron in a way. It's kind of scary. And she screams out for her dad, and then she literally shuts down. And she starts falling back to Remnant. And, of course, Pietro's trying to, says, "Penny, what's happening?" And, of course, she starts to burn up in the atmosphere because, and this was what, please, baby, say something.
I completely lost it.
Well, it doesn't look like she's receiving any damage from the heat, so...
No, she's just shutting down.
Yeah. And it looks like, by the look of her eyes, she does come back a little bit before she completely shuts down. And she says, "I love you." And
it's gonna make me cry again.
Yeah. And so, what does this mean? Well, here's the thing, though. Like, I was so pissed in the reaction. Like, I was like, "Ironwood, you bastard," But here's...
You even said that, too.
Yeah. But here's the thing, though. Harriet says the global comms just went back down, so they've went completely dark again. Ironwood points out that Penny isn't responding. He asks Watts, "What did you do?" So obviously he did something that
more
than even what Ironwood wanted.
That little signature chip that he put in her had his W on it. So that tells me there's more to that than...
Yeah, so there's more going on than what even Ironwood knows. And he says exactly what she asked. Who was he referring to here? I don't think it'd be Salem. Surely not. Now, he points out that Penny may be rebooting, so that might be why she shut down. Her systems are going to reboot, and then when she wakes up, she's...
Slight part of me also helps, even if she reboots and then whatever he did starts to take over, because of the parts of herself where she has still, even though the way she's built or whatever... and the connection she has, she still had her freedom of, thinking and choice. She's grown from that. I'm hoping that other side of her, because it was clear she was fighting it. So yeah. I'm hoping, I know...
But if she's rebooting, that means she's going to wake up with this whole different system in her, and I just think she's not going to be the Penny that we know anymore.
No, but what I'm saying is at some point it's possible that maybe that her body will try to reject it because it wouldn't, I don't know, it just wouldn't go right for, it's not going to go right for him.
I was going to say, I was waiting for you to get your point
I
across.
couldn't.
But here's the thing. I was right in the reaction. Ironwood throws his scroll at Watts because he's pissed. And we see the scroll is broken. It falls on the desk, and it's literally broken half. So here's another little sad thing. He says, "You're going to find her." And he looks over, and there's Winter. Now, I'm going to say once again, I love Winter's new look. She's got all these like straps and all that, and I'm guessing it's the only way she can move right now because she's more than likely still hurt. But it gives, like, since her hair is no longer up in that bun, it's more of a ponytail. It just gives her this samurai-like look that I really, really dig. But
the look on her face,
yes,
now,
when she sees,
not like it used to be. Whenever she'd respond to him,
like she sees Watts there, and she's like, "Sir," like questioning. So Winter definitely does not like this. So until Penny either responds or is standing in front of that vault, we cannot assume her status. I love Winter. I really do. I love her new look. I hope she does the right thing in the end. I hope once
those shoulder pieces make me think Shepard.
Yeah, it does look very Mass Effect like. But I really hope Winter does the right thing in the end. I really do. Says we cannot assume her status. And he says, "Take the Aesops. I want constant updates." Now, here's the interesting thing. Those three go with him, and he tells Harriet to take Watts back to his cell. So I'm guessing she's going to regroup with them once she does that. And Watts starts turning off the consoles, but he picks up Ironwood's scroll. That's not good, because there is no telling what is on that scroll. Because we all know he can fix it. There ain't no question about that. He's going to be able to fix it. So this is really spelling already the end of Atlas. Like, there is no way.
It's going to be Ironwood's fault.
Yeah, there's no way that Atlas is not falling. So we quickly go to Yang, Ren, and Jean. Obviously, things are a little bit better because Ren's back inside, and he doesn't exactly.
And he's not as.
He's
tense.
not brooding.
He's not
anymore.
brooding. He's not as tense as he was. So he's clearly calmed down.
Yeah. Yang's like, that was the broadcast. Why did we lose the signal? So that means the message was longer than what we saw. And then, of course, we hear a sound, and we all know what happened at the end of Chapter 4, and we're like, oh boy. So here's the thing, though. As I said, there was another one, so I'm guessing they heard the cracking of the ice earlier, maybe? I'm not sure, because usually I would guess out there in the middle of nowhere, if a big old...
Or they're talking about another,
Maybe they heard the bang, like the sound that we hear earlier. I think it's up just ahead. Everybody's been pointing at just how tall John is.
Well, now that he's like the way that they've designed him in his clothes, he's got these long legs. Like...
Yeah. Yeah, it does seem like his legs got longer between designs. Yang looks so cool.
But his clothes were also really, really baggy in the beginning, so it just kind of, I don't know.
And Ren's like, "What is this?" And we're like, "What is it? What is it?" And oh boy, it is straight out of a horror film. Yang almost falls in too, and it is a river of grim.
And it just comes up and it doesn't come out to attack because it's got a direction it's going.
Yeah.
So, but the thing is that stuff mirrors the stuff that in Salem's original domain or whatever I guess you'd call it.
Yeah, it's pretty much the stuff that the Grimm come out of. So if that is what this is. So yeah, it is heading straight for Mantle and Atlas. If this, like you just said, if this is consisting of the stuff that Salem uses to make the Grimm, this is an endless army.
Yeah.
Like, this could just be Grimm coming out of it, hornets out of a nest. Like, this is not good. If that, like, I didn't think of that during the reaction, but you mentioned that, because at the beginning of Volume 4, well, no, not Volume, yeah, we saw the Grimm coming out of the pool, but at the end of Volume 6, we saw Salem creating the Grimm. If this is what this is, if this is pretty much a river with the essence of Grimm, the little invasion force that Salem brought with her was not the thing to worry about. It's this, and maybe that's why the Grimm have been waiting and not attacking. Not only is Salem trying to figure out the lamp, they were waiting on this.
And it's obviously it's not there, but it's getting closer
Yes.
to Mantle. And here's the thing. I mean, I doubt the wall would be able to stop an endless army. But here's the thing, though. They would have been better prepared if Ironwood would have just fixed the damn wall. Like, they could have at least... They would have had time to actually properly evacuate people and not worry about fighting off Grimm.
Yeah.
They'd have the wall to protect them temporarily. But no, he didn't fix the wall.
So that's how the episode ends. Once again, it seems like every chapter this volume so far.
Something else good next one. I don't want to cry again.
Yeah, it seems like every volume it is like death and sadness and no hope whatsoever. Like every volume, there's like they'll bring us up during the episode. By the end, we're just spent. So what's going to happen? Well, I mean, Yang, Ren, and Jean have got to start heading back. They know what this is. They have for sure got to head back to warn everybody, because we know they've at least got one bike. So they're all three just going to have to carpool onto it and zoom in. And that will put them back in range for Ruby, Blake, and Weiss to pick them up. So hopefully, they'll be able to tell them, hey, this is going on. And they'll see that Ren, then again, Ren, Jean, and Yang's been resting, so maybe their auras are back up.
They're also, they had, you can clearly see the heater was working. So.
Yeah. So hopefully their auras are at least back in good shape. But, But that's what I think's going to happen. They've at least got to start heading back, and then Ruby and them will be able to get in hold with them. Who knows? We might have to wait till Chapter 8 after the hiatus to see the reunion, because it's going to be the 100th episode. So you would think they would want something big to happen in that episode. I don't know. And surely Yang to be back with her team for the big 100th episode. But who knows? That's just speculation at this point.
But, the next episode, even if it's only for, a few minutes, one thing I really kind of hope to see, to start off with, because clearly there's more people that we need to see glimpses of.
Yeah.
Team Coffee'd be one, because they, I'd like to see a glimpse on what they're doing and dealing with in a different area.
Oh, we forgot to mention on the Ilya part that Gira, Blake's father, was calling her. So Gira might send, maybe that's a sign that Gira is going to send, this new White Fang to help Atlas. That's what I'm guessing.
It's possible. But another one is Raven. We haven't seen her.
Yeah.
But I would love to see that point of view, her getting that message. We know she did. Everybody in Remnant
Does Raven have a scroll?
They all got scrolls.
Okay, I didn't know.
Come on, she's a bandit. Of course she's gonna have the connections to find shit. But just there's other people that they need to start. We need to see glimpses of still. But so yep.
So yeah, I definitely for sure think that Gira calling Ilya was like calling her saying, "Get ready, we're going to Atlas." You would think, everyone in the world knows now, so who knows? I don't think we'll see that come to fruition this volume, maybe volume 9, I'm not sure, because you've only got so many hours left in the volume itself, because it's only 48 hours, so who knows? But very emotional episode.
Yeah, also all the people, even the ones obviously doubting that are in Mantle, know the situation, know everything, like, all at once. So I'm hoping, now that, like I said, and I keep saying, now that they're all in one place, even if that area is dangerous, they're in one place. They could move easily, to prepare for something, they can easily move everybody somewhere else. Like, get them out of there. I think those are the plans that they're obviously working on. Okay, we'll work on these plans, you get everybody else into one place so we can move them at once. That was the whole idea with that. And I don't know where they'd move them. I'm kind of hoping maybe if they were talking about the mines, I'm kind of hoping maybe they found an inactive one that they can travel through. Because, I mean, come on, it would just take a matter of things to get them through the other side to somewhere else safer. Yeah. At least far enough away for if Atlas, not if, when Atlas falls.
Yeah, at this point. Well, that was our analysis of Chapter 5, roller coaster of an episode. It was mostly a Penny episode. We only got a really small glimpse of Ruby and them, a small glimpse of Yang and them at the end. So, yeah, gotta wait till next week to see what happens. We got 2 episodes to go until the big hiatus, big mid-season break.
Please don't let Penny be gone again. I've already cried over her and Pyrrha once. I don't want to have this happen again. This was enough.
Yeah. Hopefully at some point we get some happy tears this volume. But
her and Pietro deserve.
Yeah, Penny deserves a happy ending. Yeah, Penny deserves a happy ending at this point. I'm still hoping something big happens when Blake and Yang reunite. They've got to. They've been this was the first chapter without any B development, but they've kind of been hinting that that something's got to give when they reunite. You can't just ignore it after all that. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please hit that subscribe button, hit that post notification bell, hit that like button, leave us a comment, tell us what you think. Hopefully our chapter 4 reaction will be up very soon. This goes up on Monday, so I don't know if it'll be up by then, but hopefully before the upcoming weekend, because I don't want 4 and 5 to go up at the same time. But hope you enjoyed it. This is Kanan.
This is Jessie.
We love you all very, very much. Stay safe out there. Take care of yourselves. And we will see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.